Welcome back to Sunday Sports Extra. It's time now to break in the new interview set, I guess. Ryan Lundgren gracing us with his presence on this Saturday evening. And I don't even know how to font you anymore or what title I should go to you as, because you're a Boise High alum, you coached at Boise State, you've coached at Vallivue for the last few years, and now you are officially a member of the College of Southern Idaho coaching staff, which sounds pretty good. So I guess we'll just go with that one.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's going to be a great opportunity, and obviously we got to leave the Treasure Valley, but we're not going far, so that'll be great to stay in contact with everybody we're close with down here and go to a really good community and basketball program.
Lundy, you leave Vallivue. Man, you guys had a lot of success over the last couple of years. What was the biggest factor in choosing to take the next step, and why?
Yeah, there's always a ton of factors. You know, I think my end goal was always to move on to a college level, and you know, it's just a matter of being patient and waiting for the right one, because I was in such a good place at Vallivue with great people and great community, so I didn't want to force it, and I felt like once this one came around with CSI, it was a no-brainer, and it was one that I felt like could help propel my career, and I could learn a ton there. So that was the one I went with, and I'm happy about it.
The College of Southern Idaho is a basketball powerhouse. It's kind of like a really good kept secret, by the way, because sometimes it does get a little overlooked, I would have to say, due to their success. It wasn't that long ago that Pierre Jackson led him to a national title, and he's in the NBA now. But Will was mentioning, you know, your coaching days at Vallivue, and I think that we would both agree that few players connect with their players like you did when you were coaching the Vallivue Falcons. You also had outstanding Blazers, as you'll see in the highlights. But what was it? What was your main emphasis, I guess, when you were a coach, and how were you able to connect with your players so well?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it all comes down to effort, really. You know, how much do you care? And my goal was always to, obviously I wanted to win games and build a great program, but I also wanted to build relationships and just stay in touch with these kids down the road as they go on to college and they graduate and they get married and they start families. And, you know, I think in order to do that, you just have to care about the kids and you have to care about the relationships, and it takes time and effort. And that was something that I always felt was a given. It's a responsibility of a coach, you know. And so I think that was that, and the culture we established were ways that we were able to kind of mesh everything together and build a great program.
Do you have a favorite memory at Vallivue over the last couple of years? For me personally, I think back, we've covered you for so long, it'd be tough to top the 2017 4A final when Moran hit that one, send it to overtime.
That's up there with any of them, you know. I mean, that was such a, and it wasn't just that game, but it was leading up to that. You know, we had played in the district semis against Bishop Kelly, and got two of our starters ejected, and so we had to play the next night with 6 guys, and we won by 1, and then we win the play-in game against Skyview, and then we win 2 games in state to get there. So that was memorable, but man, there's so many of them. Even our district championship game this year where we you know, sold out, packed house, crazy game again. Unfortunately, we were on the wrong end of it, but it was down to the wire, and it was just an unbelievable basketball game. And for me, that was such a good way to go out. Like it's probably been 20 years since Valleyview's gym was like that. I mean, there was standing room only, and the whole community was out, and it's such a special place, which makes it hard to leave, but it's also really exciting knowing that, you know, I'm going to a great program again, like Vallivue, and our staff at Valleyview's in place and ready to just keep that thing going in the right direction.
Yeah, we just saw a few highlights. Few game day atmospheres compete with the one that you guys were able to create out there at Vallivue. The lights down, spotlight, right? You know, as they're announcing the starting lineups, and I was there that night. I mean, goosebumps even thinking back about it, because that place was absolutely rocking. You know, there is another kid that you've had the chance to develop over the last 4 years. Now you might eventually have to compete against him. For a couple of seasons, you were telling me about Amaro Lotto and why his story was so special. And this year we finally got the chance to sit down and tell his story. What was it like to develop a player like Amaro? Because he had all the ability on the court, but he just needed to straighten some things off the court, and now look where he's at.
Well, you know, Amaro and I obviously formed a really special bond, and you got to know him pretty well too through the segment you did, which was terrific. And the biggest thing was it was more than basketball with Amaro. It was just about him growing into the man that he can become. And it's awesome to see him at one of the top national junior colleges in the country, and we've texted about it the last week that, hopefully we see each other in the national tournament, because that would just be such a cool thing to see it all come full circle. But he's doing really well, not just on the court, but off the court. His mindset has changed, and he's on an upward trajectory to really be successful in life, which is awesome to see.
Lundy, I'm kind of curious, where do you see Amaro a couple of years from now, down the road?
Yeah, well, I see him at a Division I program. I think he's a high-level player that can go on and achieve any goals that he wants, and go on to a Division I, have success, get your degree for life after basketball, and then, I know he has ambitions of playing professional basketball wherever that may be, but getting that opportunity to see the world, travel, and play professionally, and then jump into his career after basketball. So I know him and I will be staying in contact down the road, and I just look forward to watching his journey.
It used to be you could force him to go left, but that's no longer the case.
Yeah.
So good luck stopping him
No
if
kidding.
you guys ever have to in the national tournament. You spent some time at Boise State with Leon Rice, which I know you really valued, but
Yep.
before we leave, we have to ask you about this big day coming up.
Yeah.
You got a pretty special lady, and
Yep.
you need a strong woman by your side when you're a coach. And
Yep.
as we're about to find out, you're moving down to the to the Magic Valley.
Yeah.
She's coming with you.
Yep.
But a little over a month away or so. A little over a
Yeah.
month away until you get married.
Yeah, just over a month away. We're going up to Stanley, and Coach Rice will actually be there. You brought that up, so that'll be cool to see a lot of people, friends and family coming up. And Lexi's been terrific. Obviously, being a coach, it does take a special woman that supports what you're doing and is willing to uproot her whole life. And she's hopefully going to be able to just seamlessly kind of transition down to the Magic Valley St. Luke's. She's a nurse in the ER at St. Luke's and Meridian, so get that opportunity to do that, and then we'll just take on this journey together, and it's going to be fun.
Tomorrow's my 2-year anniversary. And
There you go.
advice from
Congrats.
me: slow down that day, take everything
Yeah.
in if you possibly can. Will just got married like a month and a half ago. What's your advice?
Try and eat quickly if you can, because you're going to be talking to everyone
Yeah.
at the wedding,
Yeah.
and if you don't eat quickly, you probably won't be eating too.
Yeah, that's great advice
Please.
from both of you guys.
But just enjoy.
Yeah,
It'll be
it's
a blast.
going to be fun.
Yeah.
We got a lot of great people coming, and it's in a unbelievable setting, obviously, in Stanley. So it's going to be fun.
Are you rocking the ring yet? It takes a
Not
little while
yet.
to get used to.
Not
Okay.
yet.
That makes sense, I
Got
guess.
another month and a few
that
days,
makes
so-
sense. You get used to it. You
Yep.
get used to it.
Yep.
Lundy, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Best
thanks
of
for
luck.
having me
we
on.
can't, I know that the College of Southern Idaho is just the next step, but we can't wait to continue to follow your coaching career because we know it's going in good places.
Yeah, I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you.
All right, stick around. More on Sunday Sports Extra right after the break.